So again, reverting back to what you guys feel, because look, hey, we the young guys. First of all, you got it all wrong, young niggas. And first of all, when you motherfuckers were still sucking on your mommy's titty, we was out here doing this. See, brothers here is 20 years deep in this thing. Other brothers got 30 years deep. A lot of you niggas ain't even in your 30s. A lot of you in your mid 20s. So when we was out here, right, what was you doing? Mama, can I have some cereal? That's what your ass was fucking doing, little boy.
Yo, wait a minute.
That's what you were doing.
A lot of these young heads, they speak about the 90s. They speak about the Tupac days of Tupac and Biggie.
Right.
Niggas, we were out there condemning them niggas.
There you go.
We was out there. Matter of fact, we got it on film where one of the apostles prophesied Biggie Smalls getting killed a couple of months before the nigga got whacked.
Yep.
Because what happened was Pac had gotten killed and brothers were celebrating. I remember in the camp at New Haven.
Right, in New Haven.
And Apostle Ricardo was out there saying, yeah, that nigga Pac is gone. Well, watch. That big fat roach Biggie Smalls is next.
Yep.
And not even a few months later, that nigga got
That nigga got smoked.
So we was out there prophesying against niggas y'all worship.
Yep.
All right.
And that was back in the 90s.
And we were out here just like how you see us out here now.
Yep.
Through the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh.
Yep, because we used to be out in New Haven, hard body back then.
Yeah.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Greatmillstone, because those are the men that learned the truth from through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Yahweh is the true name of the God of Israel. Yahweh Shai is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his one and only true name is Yahweh Shai. And pretty much, I was watching the Springfield elders, or the CT elders, as what brothers call them. And pretty much I was listening to the live stream. It has heavy edification in it, and I thought about just pretty much chopping it up and just do a video on it. You know what I'm saying? But you see, like, over the years and from the previous videos, and I'm not talking like I've been around for that long. I haven't been around for a long time at all. But with YouTube, they keep a file of all videos. So pretty much things that might have occurred in the past, the videos are public. You can see what's happening in the past, bad examples on men that came into this truth and they forsake the Lord, dudes that are prideful, and it's shown through their actions, So pretty much, understand that, you learn this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, but you learn this truth from the men whom the Lord raised up, which began with Abba Bivens, then Elder Yaquab, then High Priest Ariel, King Marshall, on down to the apostles of Greatmillstone, the elders of Greatmillstone, on down to the younger brothers like myself. And that's all through the spirit of Yahweh Shai. If it wasn't for Yahweh Shai, giving up his life for us, which he had to do according to prophecy, according to Revelation 5, we wouldn't have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, But, you see dudes that talk about, I learned this truth from the Most High, You learn this truth from men, cut it out. Stop being prideful, regardless of the situations, you might get, kicked out of camp or whatever, you gotta tell the world who you learned this truth from, There's nothing wrong with saying that. That's, a lot of Israelites' problem. They don't have respect. This is Jeremiah 3:15. It says, and I, this is the Lord speaking. It says, and I will give you pastors according to my heart, And it's not talking about your literal heart, the muscle that, it's blood in it and all that. It's talking about your mind. Going back to the Hebrew word lot, talking about your mind. So it says, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. And the true knowledge and understanding is found in the scriptures for our people. That's the key thing, our people. The Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. And those pastors are who? Beginning with the apostles of Greatmillstone on down to younger brothers, like myself. All right? The Lord raised us up in these last days as a sign of mercy, to obtain this truth to make you stable in the times to come. So you definitely want to acknowledge who you learned this truth from. And I have an example here in Acts chapter 8, verse 26. Because you gotta just acknowledge that. This video is not about flattering men or putting men on a pedestal. I don't believe in that. But what you need to understand is, the Lord did raise up the apostles of Greatmillstone. He's dealing with Greatmillstone, beginning with the apostles. You have to acknowledge that you learned this truth and the breakdowns, from them. And there's nothing wrong with that. And admitting that. That's all throughout the scriptures. When you come into this truth, you're going to learn this truth from the men of the Lord, which begin with the apostles of Greatmillstone on down. You got to acknowledge who you learned this truth from. This is Acts chapter 8, verse 26. So here's an example on how you learn this truth from men, dealing with the Ethiopian eunuch, which was an Israelite foreigner. Acts 8 and 26. And the angel of the Lord spake unto Philip, this is Philip the evangelist, saying, Arise and go toward the south unto the way that goeth down from Jerusalem unto Gaza, which is desert. And he arose and went. And behold, a man of Ethiopia, an eunuch of great authority. So this was a man of high status under Cadence. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but you see the name there. Queen of the Ethiopians, who had all the charge of all her treasure, and had come to Jerusalem to worship. So check this out. It says, verse 28, and was returning and sitting in his chariot, read Issachar, which is Isaiah, the prophet. So he was reading the book of Isaiah. Then the Spirit said unto Philip, Go near and join thyself to this chariot. So angels, come down, they speak with men, That's why the scriptures talk about that. Hebrews 13, entertaining strangers unaware. You never know. Verse 30, it says, And Philip ran thither to him and heard him read the prophet Isaiah, and said, Understandest thou what thou readest? And this is what the Ethiopian eunuch said. He said, How can I, except some man should guide me? All right? So you have guides in this truth. You have men who you're going to learn this truth from through the spirit and power of Yahweh through Yahushai. And there's nothing wrong with acknowledging that. All right? That's why we say double honest. You got to know why you're saying double honest. You can't just be saying it and then you get kicked out of a camp. Now, you stop saying it. That means you should have never said it in the first place. You got to understand why you're saying double honest. And if anybody thinks, this is a man-pleasing or flattery, video, you're wrong. It says, and he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with them. So in order for the Ethiopian eunuch to understand, the Isaiah, the scrolls of Isaiah at the time, he needed Philip the evangelist, to teach him, a man of the Lord, to guide him. So even he understood that back then. So how much more now? You have to respect the apostles of Greatmillstone. You got to respect the elders of Greatmillstone. You got to respect all men, period, of Greatmillstone. You got to, the scriptures say that, if it be possible, be peaceable with all men. You got to respect men. There's nothing wrong with that. All right? Because remember the curses, it says that eye shall be evil towards thy brother. You got dudes that's really prideful. And they waxing worse and worse through the examples. They might do live streams and videos, but through their actions, it shows what type of people they are. I'm not really going to say no names, but, we know what's going on. People having a Passover at a nightclub. Then they try to make videos justifying what they did, with fitted caps on, reading the scriptures. It's ridiculous, But a person like that, I want to throw their title, because that's all it is. chief high priest such and such, you know? The Lord doesn't care about that. He just wants you to glorify him. This is Proverbs 16 and 31. It says, the hoary head, which when you go into that word, hoary, it just pretty much means gray hair. All right? Let me let them say
Strong's H 7872, save, saved. And second entry, seva, seva.
All right, Seba, it just pretty much means age, gray hair, hoary head, old age, gray hair, hoary head. So you've seen videos of the apostles of Greatmillstone, you know, prophesying. You've seen the elders as well, you know, and their beards and their hair was jet black damn near. Yeah, it was jet black. It was black, you know, but now it's gray because what? The wisdom that they have, you know. So I'm going to read this again, Proverbs 16 and 31. The hoary head is a crown of glory. That's glory, man, to have hair like that, you know, gray hair, you know, gray beard. That shit is amazing, you know. Not that shit, but you know what I mean. It says if it be found in the way of righteousness, and that's the key thing. Just because somebody got gray hair and a beard, that don't mean, you know, you're going to make an idol of that person or nothing like that, you know. Because the thing is, if it be found in the way of righteousness, which this applies to what? Men that's in this truth that got, you know, gray hairs, or that's been in the truth for decades and they got gray hairs in this thing. You know, they've been laboring hard for the Lord. You know, they're worthy of double honors, like the scripture says, which I'm going to read later on down the line. Leviticus 19 and 32, thou shalt rise up before the hoary head and honor the face of the old man. And we do honor these men because it's more than one. You know, we give double honor. You know, you don't just wake up as an individual and you learn these breakdowns. You know, you learn these breakdowns from men through the spirit and power of Yahweh Yahushua. You know, you have to acknowledge that, and you got to say that to our people, you know, because somebody might come across your video and they bigging you up, but you learned this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from the men, the apostles of Greatmillstone, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Yahushua. So Leviticus 19 and 32, thou shalt rise up before the hoary head and honor, right? I'm just going to this word honor, see what it says.
Strong's H 1921, hader, hader.
Now we know what honor means, you know? Pretty much show partially to adorn, you know, to be honored, to honor oneself, you know. So it says, honor the feast of the old man and fear thy God. And then it says, he is Yahweh, all right? Because the true name of the God of Israel is what? Yahweh. That's the true name of the God of Israel. So when you see the word Lord in caps, it's talking about the God of Israel, all right? But you're supposed to also honor and worship his son, Yahweh Shai, as well. Because it's through Yahweh Shai we've been adopted back to the Father. All right? So now, 1 Timothy 5 and 17, it says, let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor. They're counted worthy. We've seen all the old flicks. You know, we've seen, you know, videos of the apostles, you know, when they was just high priests or just, you know, pretty much regular men back during those days. But you see them, you know, reading for their elders. You know, that's a beautiful thing to see. You know, that'll boost you up if you're in the right spirit. It'll really boost you up. You know, because you see them prophesying during the 80s, you know, 1985. I wasn't even born yet. You know, I was born, you know, in the 90s, you know. So that's a beautiful thing. You see videos of them in Bridgeport, you know. That's a real honorable thing. They're worthy, you know. But Lord willing, you know, we endure to the end because that's what it's about. It says especially they, right, referring to the apostles of Greatmillstone, you know, the elders of Greatmillstone, they who labor in the word and doctrine. That's the thing, man. They caught a lot of hell. You know, we caught a lot of hell. You know, you had a lot of men. They made videos on us in the past. You know, the apostles, you know, different brothers in the various Greatmillstone camps. You know, there was a time, man, where, you know, if you join Greatmillstone, you know, a scoffer was going to scoff. You know, he was gonna put your face up there. He gonna try and tweak the video, try to make fun of you. You know, not realizing that it's not a wise thing, you know, to mock and scoff at a man of the Lord, because the Lord will judge that individual expediently. And the person that I'm talking about, he don't even glorify the Lord no more. You know, I'm not even gonna say his name. So I'm gonna just read this again. 1 Timothy 5:17. You know, just always fear the Lord and respect the men and pretty much the order that Yahushua, you know, have set up. You know, we're not perfect, but you know, you gotta do it. 1 Timothy 5:17, let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor. That's why we say double honors to the apostles and elders of Greatmillstone. It's a reason why we say that, and they deserve it. It says especially they who labored in the word and doctrine. That's what they have done, you know, consistently, man. For decades, they still on fire, doing more videos than pretty much young men in the truth. You know, that's a heavy lot and spirit, you know, that they have, you know, through Yahushua. It says especially who labor in the word and doctrine. You know, they call a lot of hell. People being false witness on us and mainly them, you know, for them teaching what's in the scriptures that people claim that they believe, you know. So they definitely, you know, worthy. They definitely laboring hard, you know. It should be acknowledged. This is Sirach 44:1. It says, let us, talk about Israelites, now praise famous men. What's some of them famous men? What's some of them examples? You know, Daniel, you know, all the prophets, all our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you know, Joseph. You know, just read Hebrews 11 about, you know, prophets, how they were faced with positions of difficulty where they had to prove their faith on the Lord and relied on the Lord. You know, they always won. They pretty much always got the last laugh. Why? Because their faith in Yahweh and or Yahushua. You know, so Rock 44:1. Let us now praise famous men, and we do that. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, we don't honor and worship men on the same level as Yahweh and Yahushua, but we acknowledge the examples and how the apostles and elders of Greatmillstone, how they labored in this truth and doctrine. You know, so it says, let us now praise famous men and our fathers that begot us, you know, because we come from a royal, you know, lineage, man. Abraham, Isaac, and man, that's the stuff from the beginning, you know. Adam on down to his children, you know, Noah on down to his children, Shem. Out of Shem came Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, you know, the 12 patriarchs, which are the 12 sons of Jacob, you know, King David, King Solomon. You know, these are some famous men. The prophets. You know, read the scriptures on what different men of the Lord, you know, had to go through. Pushing his word, especially Paul, you know, being shipwrecked, you know, being robbed, all kind. He been through a lot, man. You know, a lot of men of the Lord, they've been through a lot. You know, so you got to praise famous men and our fathers that begot us. You know. So I mean, that's pretty much it. You know, respect the apostles and elders of Greatmillstone, and that's pretty much it. You know, Shalom.